Yeah, we're live.
We are live.
We gotta wait.
So, welcome to District 4. We're going to give you some time to come in, and then we're going to talk to you guys today about our subject.
Okay.
While we're waiting, you know what I always do. I hope you guys brought some lunch. We have some burgers.
It's a little bright, but we got steak and shake. So, I got the garlic double steak burger.
That sounds terrible.
It smells terrible, but we don't know how it tastes.
Right, could be good.
Okay. Might be a little delicious.
Might be.
Steak and shake, this might not be the one, but we're gonna give it a try.
Doesn't sound good. It does not sound good.
Okay.
Give it a shot.
Somebody got to do it.
You should move over a little. You're kind of out of the... Yeah.
I'll do what I want.
As people are joining.
Mm-hmm.
Give you guys a few minutes.
Got a haircut, as you see.
That's right. You actually, I say it looks better because that head was... He had like Bob Marley dreads going on. I don't know what the situation was happening.
New jacket. Supply house. You feel me?
We are not.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys. So welcome to District 4, the best place to be. We now just say period. It is for information news.
For everything.
For everything. So we are talking sports. And the reason why I'm super excited is because we're talking NFL. August 12th, NFL is the preseason. But we're going to start talking about it now. And we're going to start with Trevor Lawrence. Mostly because I followed him in college.
Okay.
And I don't really watch college sports. I tell people that all the time. But I followed him because he was so, he went in as a freshman. He kind of took it by storm over there at Clemson Tigers. And now he's in the NFL. So you can imagine the amount of pressure this young man is feeling. Do you think he can handle it?
No.
You don't think he can handle it?
I don't know. I can't think of a good quarterback that I can remember that was from Clemson anytime recently.
Trevor.
But that actually
stood up to the scrutiny of the NFL is different.
It's a lot of first round picks don't turn out to be as good as people thought they'd be. So
it's true.
Especially if you're the number one pick overall.
Yeah.
A lot of those don't turn out to be it's very, very rare. I mean,
that's a lot of pressure.
The best quarterback of all time right now is Tom Brady, and he was the 6th round quarterback.
Right. This is true. And sometimes it does boil down to simply whether or not you can handle the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes it's just that simple. So, I mean, I feel like if you're looking at some of the practices I was watching.
But that's practice. I don't care for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was, he's doing okay. He's doing some stuff, but
teammates taking it easy so he don't look
yeah,
bad.
it doesn't compare to what actually happens during the actual season.
Yeah.
When you're going up against speaking of great quarterbacks, an Aaron Rodgers, for example,
which finally decided.
Yes, which transitions us into Aaron Rodgers.
For some reason, he wants to go back to hell and stay where he's not happy. He's not happy at all.
Well, okay, first of all, they cut his contract short, and there was no more money.
They should have cut it short because he's older, but he's not happy.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, if you're unhappy with the place, you're not going to sign a long-term contract to be somewhere you're going to hate. You're I hate this place. 5 years. No.
Well, he didn't say hate. In his press conference, in his defense, he did say that he just felt like he wanted a little more respect, and a little more insight as to what was going on.
If you feel disrespected, safe to say you don't like it there. Just going to throw that out there.
I mean, the long hair of depression really signifies something.
They're questioning whether you're going to show up to practice. You have a big problem.
I feel like men grow out their hair when they're depressed. I don't know. Just kidding.
You're just making stuff up.
I just made that up. I have no idea what I'm talking. My views do not reflect the views of District.
No.
No, but I feel like, in a weird sort of way, that this was almost like an easy way to trade him. Next, you know what I mean? Like they were just making it easy for the trade.
Yeah, I think they signed him to a smaller contract so it's more manageable to get rid of him. I don't think they're going to keep him. I don't think he should stay either. And I think since he just won the MVP, it's the best value you're probably going to get out of him.
But he's also a great quarterback. So even if he is a free agent, quote unquote, in 2 years or whatever,
somebody's
even
going to
before
grab him.
that, someone's going to grab him.
Easily
Yeah,
someone's gonna grab him.
there's no way you're going to just let Aaron Rodgers be floating around and nobody try to grab him. It's just,
You're definitely going to grab
I just don't see that happening. But I do feel like this is going to be kind of a stressful year for them because, like you're saying, and we don't know, but it feels like he doesn't really want to be.
He's going to play to maintain his value, but when they trade him, which they're probably going to, he's going to play way better for somebody else, just out of spite.
Right? It's. How are you feeling about a lot of the? Have you watched a little bit of the training camp practices?
I don't really watch it. I don't really care for it
No.
because they're going to hype up any little thing that you do. They're like, oh, he's so accurate in practice. So are a lot of quarterbacks.
Do you think it's made worse because they're letting people watch on some of the teams?
They always let people watch.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like.
I just feel like
There
people
was
just
COVID. They
overhype
weren't
it.
really-
Like it's
yeah.
like a media hype where it's like, oh, Trevor Lawrence threw a good pass to his teammate. He's gonna kill the NFL. And then like, no. that's
Yeah,
not how-
it's like he gets there and it's like, no.
Yeah, that's not how this works. So we'll see. I don't think he'll be super amazing.
You don't think he'll be super amazing?
No.
I think it is a lot when you get to the actual NFL. Because again, you're playing college, right? You're playing other college kids, but you're not playing, veterans like Tom Brady or, even if you're playing the new quote unquote, he's not really a veteran, but technically Patrick Mahomes is so talented, he's going to be up there
You
with
have
somebody that's
that
going to
type of
challenge it.
standard
Yeah.
where, what, he won the Super Bowl and it's like his third year or second year.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like,
It's
Trevor?
crazy. Yeah, they're like, Trevor, what are you doing?
So when you helping us out,
It's going to be a tough season for him, but I think it does boil down to whether or not he can handle the pressure.
yeah.
And I feel like he can. I mean, I don't know. He seems a little
I don't
relaxed
know. I
right
feel
now.
like the Buccaneers are gonna go back to the Super Bowl.
You feel like they're going.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that. Okay, is an obvious possibility, but I hope not, and not because I don't like the team, but because I want to open it up more. I hate when you have one good team and it just like dominates every single year. It's just
But how's that? Like, how do you control that?
You don't. I'm not saying it's controllable. I'm just saying, I think I have I was looking at the Ravens, and I know that he went to, the quarterback went to,
Yeah.
he had COVID, right? So I'm laughing because he was like, I don't want to say whether, I've got the shots or not, but like everyone knows the time frame. If you're, 2 negative tests within 24 hours means you're fully vaccinated. If he goes longer than that, we know you're not vaccinated.
Yeah.
So what are you hiding? I thought that was funny. He was like, I'm not telling anyone. And I'm like, we'll figure it out based on how.
We got you
Yeah,
covered.
we kind of know. Like
Appreciate
we're gonna
it.
know based on how long it takes you to actually come back.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what
Yeah.
happened. We got kicked off.
We got plagued
YouTube.
by technical difficulties.
Okay. All right. I was just gonna say we got kicked off.
I wanted to say it a little more tech.
I'm gonna grab my drink real quick.
Hey. So I think that while we're here that I'm watching the training camps. I think they're going relatively well, but I do feel like maybe Matt. Remind me of his last name, but he used to play for the Lions, and now he plays.
Stafford.
Yes, Matt Stafford.
Trash bag.
No, I wouldn't say that, okay? Because it's
trash.
only
If you're
we're
watching
doing
Matt,
trainer camps.
You're trash, man.
But he's
Trash
on
bag.
the
I'm pretty sure he's on the team,
the
the
team we
Lions
can't-
team that went 0-16.
Well, he is now officially on the team I can't mention because you don't like any of the
Dirty
LA
Rams.
teams. But the team we never talk about. But
He's gonna keep them trash.
I think
Nope. Mm-mm.
I don't know.
No.
I've been I'm not
No.
sure about this with him.
I'd rather get a
Not
quarterback
sure.
out of jail than to try that man all the
Views
time.
of our guests do not reflect the opinions of District
sure there's
4. Every show.
Plenty
every
of
show
people in
he's
prison
mad at
that can
somebody.
throw interceptions.
Every show you say somebody is terrible. They're never that bad, but you're always making so. Matt, you're just the one for this show. I'm sorry.
Sorry, man.
No, I wanted to give him a little hope. I have hope because the season has started. You know, we look at preseason and give that a chance,
care
not the training
at all.
camp, the
Don't care at
preseason.
all. I need the full regular season. You've been in the league too long.
This is training
You've
camp.
had chances, and you showed me you suck time after
It's
time.
training camp.
I'm
You have
tired
to give
of
him a chance.
You should have been trained. You've been through about 8 of them. Okay. After a while,
Terrible.
we-
This is terrible. These views do not reflect the
at
views.
some point we need production.
He's not. Okay, I'm a little questionable right now, but that is because we have not seen any pre-games. We're just doing training camp, so we want to give him a chance to do with the dynamics of the team. He may need a little more time.
So Deshaun Watson just completely
We're
ride
just,
over
just
whatever
detour.
BS she did, whatever she was telling me. Just ride past that.
It's terrible.
Deshaun Watson, we're trying to figure out what happens with him.
Yeah.
As of now, the Texans said they are not in any type of market to trade him as of now.
Yeah.
So everything, conversations they said have been positive, which we don't know if that's
But we
realistic
don't know what that
or not.
means. Right, what does that
'Cause they're not
mean
gonna
exactly?
talk about, oh, we hate him now. They're not going to say that. It's positive.
Right.
I'm going to let y'all decide what that means.
What that means.
So that's how that's going. USA's finally winning something.
Transition into the Olympics. Now, fun fact, the Olympics ratings are low. And so not as many people are watching this year.
I
Why do you think that is?
Well, part of it, I think, is because Simone Biles left.
But do you think she was going to be the reason why people were watching?
No, not entirely, but
Mm-hmm.
Team USA doesn't have like people's like super favorite players. Like
Right.
LeBron's not playing, Giannis isn't playing. Like Kevin Durant's there, but like
Right.
I don't want to watch JaVale McGee represent America. I just don't.
No offense to JaVale McGee.
I don't want to see
Show.
that. I don't care for Zach LaVine.
No.
No, it's not. Kevin Love shouldn't be there. I don't know. It just
I
like
have to be quiet on Kevin Love because I might have to agree with you on that one. No
I mean,
disrespect to Kevin.
it's just
Love,
like
not
I
Durant.
don't. The hype wasn't the same as it is like in the last Olympics with like, you know, Michael Phelps and all that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you know, Usain Bolt when he was running, like those were like iconic moments. Like
Right, where you're just like, this is.
like Usain is like one of the only like almost world popular track people that almost everybody knows.
Mhm.
This little 6'5" dude from Jamaica running for his
Right.
freedom, and he was on all type of commercials. He broke the
true.
record. He broke 2 records actually. He broke the 100 and the 200. And somebody just broke his 200 record, I think.
Yeah.
Some dude in college. Nobody cared. That's the crazy part, right?
It's not that I don't
And I
care.
think I think part of it is the views are down because people can't go to the event.
That I would say that stands to make a difference. You think?
It does,
I
because,
would say
like,
so.
It's hard to market something if you can't like show up for it. Like sports are way different when you're physically
yeah.
there versus watching it.
Yes.
And so like on TV, yeah, something might not look as impressive. Like, you know, watching sprinters on TV isn't the
Right.
same as watching them run full speed right in
It's
front
true.
of you. And so like
So true.
the whole marketability thing's different when you have to do it from a distance, like working from home.
Yeah.
You just treat work from home differently. Like you're doing the same job, but
Yeah.
being at home and being at the office, it's like 2 different things.
Yeah, you love it more.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it at home more than I would. No one wants to go.
I don't think there's a way they can clean that up advertisement wise. They're not going to pull tickets out of
Because you
nowhere.
can't,
I
yeah.
don't think you can. So I think
That
did you
probably
put a finger
has
in
a
my
lot
bird? Oh.
No.
I think that has a lot to do with it. And plus, with all the COVID cases and stuff, like a lot of people's favorite athletes, or some favorite athletes are
just
gone.
A lot of them are just
simply
not going.
because of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think people have. I don't know. This Olympics just doesn't have the same like. Ugh.
The same. I think a lot of the sports, just sports in general. Now we're digressing a little bit, but just without that full-fledged, and we can't get back to that. We know we can't right now.
Mm-hmm.
But without that full-fledged like experience at the stadium with everybody right next to each other screaming, it kind of it's not that you don't watch. It's just that it's not as something.
I think-
there is something missing.
I think previously it was more marketable too. I think they just did a better
stands to
job
make sense.
at advertising the Olympics. This one's kind of like lazy. It's like, oh, we're on our way to Tokyo. Hope you watch it.
That wasn't a huge.
It wasn't like last time they're like, you need to watch this. So and so's here. This is the blah 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 blah. Like the staple of America, and how are we gonna be in them. And people are like, well, God.
We were like all hyped up, like, oh, go
America, and then now we don't even care.
Yeah, we don't even care.
Every other.
It's not that we don't care. I mean, you look at some of the events, but there's something about the marketing hype.
Yeah.
I 100%
I don't know
agree
what new marketing team they got, but all of them need to go.
People, whoever marketed it.
Yeah. You got to work on that because
need to work on that.
This is not the moment.
If you're there in 4 years, because this was not a good job.
This
for
might
you
be
guys.
your first and last year.
We can hope that it'll go up.
Yeah. So.
There were some good events though, like the basketball team did win
Finally.
against Nigeria. Oh no, the Czech.
We beat the Czech Republic. I don't even know if that matters.
No offense to the Czech Republic. It's so mean.
They're not basketball people. I'm sorry, they're not. Mm-mm.
Send him hate mail.
We
Do
lost
not
to the
send
teams
it to
that would be
District
the
one.
ones that are supposed to be this. Like France and Australia are good teams, and
Yeah.
we lost to them. That's my concern because that's probably who we're going to see at the end of it all. So if we can't beat the teams that we're expected to see, we have a problem. Yeah, Czech Republic. Ooh, nobody cares. I don't care at
Give
all.
people a break.
Nope.
How about the women's basketball team? Can we give that a shot?
I think
Are you gonna
I
kill?
think they beat Japan.
They did. They beat
I
Japan.
don't know any of the players on there, but I know they beat Japan.
They beat Japan.
It was a good game.
It was a good game.
They
Yeah.
fought their hearts out.
And they went, and I figured that USA women would win. I wasn't sure about the men's team, but I wasn't sure about.
USA
Yeah, I felt like they
I
were
feel like
gonna-
it should be lopsided. But the men's basketball team should be lopsided too. But clearly, we don't
They
care
won.
for them. Damian Lillard's talking about like people are playing different in the Euro League because they're like, oh, you don't play this well in the NBA. Well, the rules are different.
Yeah.
So they're used to playing this style of basketball. You don't get fouls for doing nothing all the time. Now. You actually have to score the ball.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? You actually have to play the game. They just let you know how sad it is now. They go overseas and everybody forgets how to play basketball. We hadn't lost in 25 straight games. All of a sudden, put some new people in there, and we forgot how to win.
On a positive note, so the ladies swimming team, 800 meters, freestyle.
Ledecky, she won for her third time in a row in the Olympics. So she's been winning that race no matter who shows up. She don't care. Your next kids, your kids' kids, and your kids' kids' kids. She beat all
She's
three.
gonna still be there.
She beat them. She beat them all. She's trying to be baby Michael Phelps, but you can't because that man won every race.
There will be a long time before another Michael Phelps comes
he
along.
won
No disrespect to
8 gold
anybody,
medals.
swimming now, but
He like won every race I think he competed in, which is like ridiculous. They're like, yeah, nah. Mm-mm.
and you could tell the gift was there. Like when you watch him, it's like watching somebody you know is very good at what they're doing.
I think the men's team in the 100 got first and second. I think we won both. I think one person that trained with Michael Phelps when he was a kid was the one that won first. I was like, that's not a coincidence because you trained with Michael Phelps. Of course you would win. And then his teammate like backed him up right behind there, like, yeah. And then there was a video, I forgot who the dude was, but the person who won first place had no facial expression, but the dude in second was so happy. He's like, yeah, I made second. And dude in first was like, dude,
It's
you
like,
didn't,
calm
even,
down.
you didn't even win. Like, silver is not gold. They're not.
Listen, the Olympics is the holy grail. So even being a silver,
Yeah.
you've done more than most athletes.
Almost all of them, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be top
Yeah.
to go to the Olympics.
To even
so
go
I
to
give
the
him
Olympics,
respect,
yeah,
but
so-
I'm just more surprised at the dude who won having no reaction and the second place dude having the time of his life. I was like,
It depends on what your goals are. If your
Nah,
goal
your
is
goal is to win.
to do your best.
What's up, Perry?
maybe that
What's
was
up?
his- Hey!
But yeah, I don't. If I go to Olympics, I want to win first place. Second place is not going to excite me.
What?
If I'm
Yes.
close, it was a close race.
Okay, you are in the Olympics.
I
Okay,
get that.
you're in. This is like the holy grail of all sports places. You win second. That's not like you still got a silver. It's not a gold, but I mean, come on. It's a silver medal. Nothing?
No, nothing.
You're just
at all.
gonna be standing there
Runner
staring
up.
like.
That's what they call you. Runner up. You get a nickname.
I think you should be ecstatic if you win any medal.
Not, and you should be ecstatic if the dude next to you isn't and he won. That's my problem. If he won and he chilling, you need to be calm too. That's two different standards right there. That's the reason why he won. He's not happy with his level of success. He won, but he wanted to win by more. The second place dude gonna stay in second place because he's not fighting for first.
That's a good question. Do you think in the end it's mentality that takes you over the edge to get that gold medal?
I honestly think at that point, it's just skill.
You think it's just skill?
Yeah,
just
I think once you
straight
hit the
skill?
Olympics, I feel like everybody kind of has the same mentality. I think just your physical capability to win, I think it just straight turns into skill at that point.
Yeah,
Because
just to be
like
put
to
your
be there,
mind-
you already know you're better than the majority of like
Oh, yeah.
anybody that even does whatever you're doing.
Whatever
Even
you're
if you're doing chess, racquetball, playing tag,
diving,
anything, tennis,
Discus.
basketball. Like at that point, it just comes down to skill.
to just
I
whether or
think-
not
like,
you're
obviously there's
really
gonna be
talented at
mentality,
that
but,
sport.
like,
Yeah.
Michael Phelps won gold by like this much because his arm was longer than the other dude. That's not mentality.
Maybe his will was a little
Get
bit.
out of here. No.
His
No.
will was just a little stronger. No, nothing.
They had to review it like 6 times. Like, oh, Michael beat you. Yep. His arm's longer. You lost. Yeah, so I think it just becomes skill at that point.
I think it's a hard Olympics. It's just, I mean, you train for so long.
In Asia,
Just
they
for those.
literally like breed people to be Olympic athletes. Like they'll start them out at like 5 or 6, and you'll just have to do gymnastics your entire life.
Yes.
Yep. I remember there's an article on it, and then like if you don't qualify at a certain age, they just stop training you immediately, and they just work with the
Wow.
other people that are like progressing.
I think it's underestimated, and I think people understand some of it, but how hard these athletes train for the
Mhm.
Olympics and how long. We know that it's a lot and people train and we get it, but it's the magnitude of it and the
Yeah.
depth of it all that, and sometimes at really young ages. You're starting,
I think-
like you said, just
yeah.
at these really young ages, trying to learn to push yourself.
Even overseas in basketball, they like swimming, everything, like almost everything. They start them off so young because they're trying to make them an Olympic athlete. It's like, geez, that is your purpose in life. You are going to swim, and that's it. You're not gonna have no job. You're not going to any parties.
Nothing.
You're swimming. That's it. You have your days off after you win gold.
What happens when tragedy strikes? I don't know if you guys remember this, but remember Tanya Harding?
No.
Okay, so she was this young lady. She trained her entire life, of course, like everyone.
Mhm.
She trained all hard, and she came from this poor background. And so she finally makes it to the Olympics. She goes against this girl named Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah.
Anyways, they plot to injure her knee.
Mm.
Long story short, career over. She can never skate again. And she did all of that work, all of that training,
Oh,
getting
man.
herself out of there. And because according to her, quote unquote, her ex-husband, plots to take out her competition, she can never skate again.
Mm.
So I'm thinking, gosh, look at all that work. I mean, I'm not saying, some of you are like, what? She deserved it. What are you talking about? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that in a blink of an eye, as an athlete,
Yeah, everything
can
end
change.
it.
I mean, it can just end at, think about all the injured athletes
Mm-hmm.
that happen, it literally in a blink of an eye. It's just like, that's it. It's in your career is completely over after all of that work.
Yeah. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the people that get hurt when they're like at the Olympics.
Yes.
Like, you got to this stage you wanted to work your entire life to,
Oh.
and your body said,
And your body.
you good?
Yep.
Go on, sit this one out.
Just gives out and then like, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I don't know if people remember Bruce Jenner.
He wasn't
Excuse me, Caitlyn. Back when in the day, his name was Bruce. And he really, a lot of people didn't know he was an Olympic triathlon winner.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers that. They just remember the whole Kardashian thing. But he had a career before that, and he literally went to the Olympics and won.
I didn't believe until I saw the pictures. Like,
Yep.
okay.
You have to see the pictures. Yeah, he was on the Wheaties box and
So
everything.
how come the rest of the family does no sports?
Yeah, his kid.
Kylie, nothing. Nobody else picked up a basketball, tried to run, nothing.
I have no
Not
idea.
a single sport outside of that. They just said, Bruce, you got it. We're gonna do some other stuff.
He has 2 sons, but I don't know why they never.
Rob and something else. They don't do nothing.
Brody.
Bro,
Actually, Brody's more popular than the brother, Brandon.
That
Brandon and Brody.
That lets me down.
If you were an athlete and your kids
I'm
played
an
nothing,
Olympic athlete. Like
Yeah.
that puts me like I didn't play high school basketball. Like, I'm an Olympic. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
you're like at the
LeBron is
top
an
of the
Olympic
echelon.
gold medalist. Like you know, if his sons played no sports, people be like, dang, like nothing. Like you know what I'm saying? Like nothing at all. Like you didn't even like a world famous actor. You don't put your son or daughter through like one theater class, like
Well,
just,
they could have played in high school
just
or
to
something.
try it out, like just to dip real quick. I don't know. I have yet to see any of them on any type of sports, nothing. And they had a whole TV show because they would have mentioned it if they were on a sport.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I'm Rob, I'm like.
Well, Rob wasn't his.
I mean,
kid
if I'm Bruce,
technically.
I'm like, y'all can't give me nothing. We went from Olympic athletes to makeup lines. Don't even.
But that's a triathlon. That is not easy to win. It
It's
wasn't
not.
like he played.
But that's what I'm
you
saying.
know,
They could have did something.
I don't know.
Something. Play
Hockey or
tennis, soccer,
something.
juggle,
He
anything.
said juggling. He said
Anything.
become a professional juggler. Anything that involves a
Put
physical.
some effort into it. You gave up.
They're reality stars. That was
No,
their thing.
that's not
they
what he wanted.
That's probably why it's all messed up. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
But side note, speaking of Olympics, I
Yes.
just found out today in China, women's volleyball is the most popular sport.
In China,
Mm.
not Japan, though.
Mm-mm. I don't know about Japan. I didn't ask about that. But the coach is so popular. They had 365 million people watch it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And
What?
she even has buildings named after her, like training centers.
What?
That's ridiculous. I was like, yo, she's Oprah.
Out of all the sports,
Yep,
that's it.
women's volleyball.
Women's
I was
volleyball.
like, dang. And she got multiple buildings named after her. I was like, whoa, she's Oprah.
She's like the Oprah
Yeah.
of volleyball.
I was like, dang, that's crazy.
That is a crazy.
I didn't know that until I heard it. What? I was like, oh, man.
If you could do other than your normal sports, I know you play basketball and
Mhm.
stuff, but if you could go to the Olympics for something, what would you go
The
for?
javelin.
Javelin?
That's so weird.
What?
Javelin.
Feel free to write in because that is random. Why would you go for javelin? Out of
Because
all
like,
the
it's
sports?
something like people don't think about. But I always thought it was so cool. You gotta wait. You gotta back up,
That is not what?
and then
Javelin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I just be
Do
throwing.
javelin
I just
people
be
watch
throwing stuff to
javelin?
people. I just be throwing stuff to people all day.
What's your least favorite? Like the one that you were like, I'm not trying to play that.
Anything with like shot put, the little discus throw. I'm not doing. You're not catching me. No. No, I'm not doing that.
I don't have to say discus. I really, no disrespect to the strength it takes.
No, I'm not saying it's
To
easy.
throw the discus.
I'm not saying it's easy.
But
to
it's
me,
just-
I don't care for
That's
doing
hours
or
of
watching.
training.
I'm not gonna be like, oh,
Not hours. That's like years of training.
you see the new shot put, dude? No,
To throw the discus.
don't care at all. Sorry.
That's so mean.
The little ice thing's more entertaining, where they hit the little thing and they scrub.
What? No.
I forgot.
I don't know what it's called. It's so I don't ever watch
They
it.
scrub the little ice in the ball, and you gotta land in it. That's
Okay, no disrespect. That is one Olympic sport that makes zero sense.
I don't get it
What
either.
what is
I don't get it at
What is the
all.
why?
I don't know who came up with that idea. It's like, you know what? We're gonna slide this across the ice, but it's your job to scrub
Yeah,
it
to scrub the-
well enough so it don't go too far, but not too short.
That's
No.
a winter sport though.
And
but
you
it
work
is.
on that too. You like as a team. No, I'm cool. Mm-mm.
Hey, all the sports are difficult sports, but I think I like swimming and gymnastics the most. Are probably the two most relatable to
Yeah.
me. I do watch basketball and stuff, but I think swimming and
Gymnastics,
gymnastics.
they be flipping their little butts off.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Do you see their legs? They're like.
You have to
Super
have
strong
big-
legs,
You're doing
yeah.
nothing but jumping all day.
How do you feel? Did you see that the speaking of the Olympics and people that didn't get to come, and the young lady that didn't get to go, what's her name? For the smoking.
Oh, Shikari.
Yeah. Did you see her boyfriend left? He said he stood by her and he was gonna support her, and I thought that was
That's
really
because she's
cute.
getting ready to be rich.
Oh, what? The views reflected by our guests are not shared by District 4's view. That is not why. That is not why.
She got a commercial. He ain't got a commercial. I ain't gonna say nothing, but
I thought the sentiment
he ain't
was.
had no headphones and running in a Kanye commercial. That's all I'm gonna say.
I thought that was very sweet, by the way. It's ignoring your comment that he was doing it for the
He
money.
looking at the long haul. You remember hiding the money and stuff? Nah, but no. I mean, I still think they should have did it.
You think you did say that last time that you thought that she
I don't
should have
think
been
they
okay with that.
should've I don't think it was
Yeah,
that serious.
like I always said, it's the Olympics, so that's
I
the
get
top.
It doesn't affect her. It doesn't make her faster. It's not GHG or HGH.
No, but
not,
it's
you know
you
what I'm
have
saying?
to uphold
It's
the
not a
standard
steroid.
of an Olympian.
She's
and
not
that's-
taking Adderall.
She could have waited till after.
They'll let you alcohol up, but if you smoke,
Well, technically, you're not supposed to be drinking either.
there's no rules that says you can't.
There's no rule that says you can't.
You
but...
can have a fifth of Henny and go straight to your race. Nobody cares. You smoke half a blunt, it's over with. Your whole career, you got to stay in America now. Everybody in Tokyo. A lot of people getting COVID anyway, so maybe it might be better that she didn't go. They're rioting too. They're out there too.
Yeah, I was gonna say about they're rioting.
They're not happy.
Rioting out there.
Go back home. Like, dang.
It's crazy.
Sorry, this happens only once every 4 years.
So fun fact, not a fun fact, but an interesting fact that the COVID rate is now rising. Which
Not
is
surprised.
aside from sports, but I just wanted to say that's.
Well, part of it is because of sports. They're letting everybody travel and stuff like that again. So, and then they just removed the whole mask thing. They're trying to get people to put it back on in California, but I don't know. I feel like it's going to be hard because some sport you can't swim with a mask on.
Oh, swim! Yeah, well, you
Yeah,
can't wear it.
you gotta
Water.
breathe,
That's not
but-
gonna happen.
you know what I'm saying?
That's not gonna happen.
You can't really do that. So.
That is not gonna happen
Yeah,
at all.
I don't know. I don't think you can do too much about it. Even like playing basketball, it's hard to communicate with your arm. I mean, you can do hand signals for plays, I guess, but like, I don't know.
Well, just talking in general.
Mhm.
I mean, you just at
Yeah.
a meeting, you're
I just feel like because
of
of sport, it gets in the way of a lot of stuff. But then obviously that's like people's level of protection, as we both don't wear a mask. But,
we're not in one. We're in the building.
But yeah, I don't know. I think.
So going back, okay, so from the Olympics, but there's not much to talk about in the Olympics right now because it's
Well, I mean,
it's just not as interesting. I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna watch it. I am watching it, and especially for work purposes, so we have something to talk about. But
I don't know.
I
It's
don't
just
feel
like,
the
it's not-
excitement. I'm not feeling it.
I'm not.
I'm not.
I mean, there's certain stuff I never really like. I'm not gonna watch fencing. I'm not doing that. I'm not watching.
You don't watch
fencing.
fencing?
No, I'm not watching fencing. I'm not watching
It's a
any of the
sport.
shooting. Don't care. Volleyball, I can't really watch.
You like volleyball? No, volleyball's a good one. I used to play
can't watch it.
volleyball's good. I mean, not like that. Apparently, not like China, but.
Like not. Where they
Yeah,
got
when it's
too
just
many
like
people watching it.
the
But I
main
don't-
sports.
There's a lot of sports I just like. I can watch a little taekwondo, a little wrestling to a bit, but other than that, like, I don't know what it is. about this.
Zolotech, by the way, speaking of taekwondo, actually won.
I don't even know who that
She
is.
was the USCA
Oh yeah, she
taekwondo
won. Yeah. I
winner.
think she's the only one that won a medal in gold for
Mhm.
taekwondo. I think everybody else got whooped on.
Yeah. That's not an easy sport either. That's kind of
No, that's something like
yeah.
that's crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
They just look like they're doing some weird stuff, but there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in there.
The strength sometimes it takes
Mhm.
just to and the energy. It's a lot of
Yeah.
yeah. It's not as I guess karate would be different because
I feel like fighting
yeah.
is never as popular as other sports.
Boxing. No box. Yes.
It's
there's-
selective.
You don't think boxing is pretty popular, and it has been for like ever.
Yeah, but it's typically like a couple fighters.
Well, yeah, but that's almost with anything, right? If you don't watch it. Okay, so name me a boxer.
Floyd Mayweather.
Okay, name me a taekwondo.
I don't know anybody.
See, so people watch boxing. You don't even watch boxing, but you know who he is.
But I'm saying I don't think fighting is as popular as like other sports. That's what I say.
Like what? Like that? Well, nothing. I think football probably in America. Obviously,
Yeah, but
soccer.
football's only popular in America, really.
I'm American. I love football.
Like here, soccer has no value, but every other country they're like.
It doesn't have no value.
No,
it's low. Low in the list of sports that we watch.
Almost no value.
We do put football first, I believe. You know, of course, followed very closely, if not exactly, by an NBA.
That's because we suck at soccer. That's why.
We're not short enough. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we're not good.
Yeah, we're not good.
We're just not good.
we're not.
Mm-mm.
We're not.
I don't even know how soccer is going. I don't know how long. Jeez. I just have
You just stick to the American basics, just the all American sports. Now we're gonna have to turn around and do a soccer show.
Yeah, I can't.
I'll have to learn the people.
Like I want to get into the Olympics, but I just mentally.
Some of the sports you just don't. I think that's. I would really dare to say, and you guys can put it in the comment section. I really feel like most people don't watch all of the. They watch a couple of like the main sports. And
then the only thing people brag about is the gold medal count at the end of it all. Like, America got 77 medals and you only got.
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I think gymnastics is extremely popular that people watch.
I think we win
swimming.
the Summer Olympics all the time. I think it's just the Winter Olympics is where we have absolutely no hope. Yeah.
Okay, we won't say no hope.
I think it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty dead.
We don't have no. I mean, we don't do as well, I would say, but.
Okay. I don't know what we doing in the winter. Yeah, I don't know what we doing in the winter.
Well, if you're in California, you don't have normal winters to do anything. I mean, you're just out at the beach, basically.
They're in drought right now, so they're not even drinking water. That's so sad.
What?
They thirsty out there.
Do you think so? Just overall, just going back to I mean, I don't know what else to talk about with the Olympics. I only watch certain sports. I'm just going to be honest. I only watch certain sports in the Olympics. They're usually the main popular ones. And this year, I wasn't as excited to watch any
I think we're at that reset point to where we got to get the hype rebuilt for the new, like, athletes.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Because you can't just come in there and be excited after you just watch Michael Phelps swim. Like, you can't be as excited after you just watch Usain Bolt run. Like,
right.
You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, certain things, like USA basketball, like, the way we played, you know what I'm saying, with LeBron, Durant, Kobe, all them, you know, when they were still there, you don't want to watch, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just like...
Are you trying to say they're lesser?
No, I'm saying, like, the level, like, you have to rebuild that level of entertainment. Like, just because it's the Olympics doesn't mean you're excited. Like, you care about the Olympics to see certain people.
Yeah.
Like when Usain Bolt was running, like people wanted to watch that. They people want to see LeBron play. People want to see Michael Phelps swim. They're like, man, this dude's amazing. Let's see what he can do. And then he won 8. Mm-hmm. Like nobody in the USA this year is gonna win 8 medals. No. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not to say that they're not good, but it's just we've seen so good that like right now it's just like this isn't the same.
And the marketing ability to grab people that don't normally watch certain sports.
I think Sha'Carri would have helped out.
Because everybody knew her.
Yeah, because they started to know her. She's like,
it might have been a mistake, like you said, to not have her.
She's breaking records running-wise, and so that would have been good. Mm-hmm. But, like, past that, like, Simone was a big thing because she, you know, she was doing so well. She was, you know, doing amazing stuff that they had never seen almost in women's gymnastics. Right. And she just dropped out. And so it gets to,
if you think about it, okay, think for 2 seconds. Who's a headliner in Japan that you really want to see? Or are you just watching the sports? Like, you know what I mean? It's what normally draws you, I guess, I think
that's it's not the people. It's like, I only feel like coaches actually just watch the sport no matter who's there. Mm-hmm. But like as far as like your classical, you know, person, not just American, but people in the country, like you want to watch certain people. That's with any form of entertainment. Like
Yeah.
you'll go watch a movie if there's certain actors in it versus if there's other ones. It could be the same movie,
Oh, is that
but some
right?
people want to see Denzel Washington versus Leonardo DiCaprio. Some people, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
want to see Will Smith versus Michael B. Jordan. Like there's certain aspects and certain things that draw people to entertainment.
Yeah.
And like when things are like up and coming, like Simone was like a big thing, like Sha'Carri was like a big thing. Like,
Yeah.
and if she came out and she won all her little races and blah
Right.
blah blah blah, like she, you know what I'm saying? Like
You would have.
I think at this point, like the women were supposed to like hold it up at this time.
Aw.
So.
Well, nonetheless, whether we're right or wrong, the ratings are low.
Yeah, that's that's our only like this is only our
Something's
guess.
happening. Yeah,
we don't know
something's-
specifically, but it's only a guess.
And I can only gauge too by my level of excitement. It
Mhm.
really wasn't, I normally like, oh, the Olympics are coming. We're gonna cover the Olympics. I was like, oh, the Olympics are coming.
Yeah,
cover the
that's what it
Olympics.
is.
Okay. If you look at the last video, you'll see my reaction was just like, oh, and the Olympics. Like I kind of threw it in at the
Yeah.
end, like, oh yeah, we're gonna cover the Olympics.
We got a little time left.
Yeah.
Oh, you wrote down Olympics. Okay, Olympics.
But I wasn't like, oh, like I'm doing with like NFL, like oh, the NFL season. It wasn't like that. It was more like.
Olympics. Okay.
Speaking of NFL, these teams. I ask you this every show. What teams? What are you expecting? Who do you think's gonna be like? Okay, like that. Your top two, you think, are gonna be the ones to watch.
I think you have to watch Tampa Bay just because they just won. I feel like that's just an automatic.
Okay, then three then, because the Tampa Bay's kind of in there because they just won.
I want to see the Bills.
The Bills. You think what's so exciting about Buffalo to you?
Nothing, but
You're nothing.
It's the fact that they're getting like they're almost there. They're just missing like a couple pieces. Obviously, I always suggest you should watch an entertaining quarterback. So Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City, you gotta watch
You
that.
have to.
Even though Texans aren't super amazing, if Deshaun Watson manages to stay there, amazing quarterback, you should watch that.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I guess you can watch Trevor Lawrence to see how he does. He is the first
I
one.
wanna
He's
watch
the number
Trevor.
one overall pick.
Yeah.
You might as well.
Not even for that reason, because he was good
I feel like you have to.
as a Tiger. He was good on that team. So you have to watch him just because you want to see if he can make that transition.
For sadness
Yeah, so.
purposes, we can watch Matthew Stafford fail in another team.
Oh, the views do not reflect.
Watch that, man.
Okay, so I have hope because you're on the Rams and that's Los Angeles that you will do better maybe than you did as a Lion. I'm just saying.
She's lying.
No. No.
No? From the fans?
No, put the hate mail in. No, I do. I mean, I've seen him do a little something, but I don't know if that's going to translate.
I honestly think the Buccaneers are going to go back.
You think they're going back?
I don't think they really lost anything. They got their main piece in Brady. He's still chilling.
We cannot go a actual show without talking about the Chargers.
Yes, we can. We almost did it.
We almost went.
With 35
See, right there at
minutes
the end. Yeah, right there at the end. I was
Messed it
looking
up.
at the clock. I was like, oh, I didn't say Chargers this time. So we have to talk about the Chargers. Chargers, I have hope.
You've been saying that your entire life.
I've been wrong my entire life.
You've been wrong your entire life.
We have been to the Super Bowl, so therefore
Not
we
any
can
time
go.
in the last 10 years.
We can go.
I'm tired of talking about
You
it.
you can't, when you really are a real fan, you don't give up on your team because they're losing.
They've always been losing.
Look at Kansas City.
Kansas City was starting to win.
Yes, that was after
You guys have gotten
that was
worse.
after they
No,
turned the corner.
Kansas City was getting better. You guys were getting more and more trash.
We're not
There's a problem. Kansas City, you won a Super Bowl. Denver won a Super Bowl recently. Chargers still have what we call a bagel or zero, which means you won nothing. You gotta fire the owner all the way down.
Fire just everything.
Refresh.
Just people that work in the stands.
Start everything. Yeah, the people that clean the stadium. Anybody that gets the tickets.
It's so messed up. There is a chance But the Chargers feel my pain.
You hand the Gatorade out, you go home.
Do not disappoint me.
If you work around the facility, even if you, I don't even care.
You just parking attendants.
If you live close, you gotta move. You gotta start everything over.
We do not have to start over. Our quarterback's pretty good. We're not that bad. I feel like we've got some potentials there if people believe in us. We need the backing of the people to believe in us.
That doesn't help them perform. There's no statistical proof that they play better. They suck.
My feelings are hurt.
Keep them hurt.
Every show. What about your Broncos? I didn't hear anything about that.
Anybody
talking about the Broncos?
We about to be trash. I don't like it. We got Bridgewater. I think
You
he's
have
trash.
Bridgewater.
He was trash when he was in the Vikings. He finna come here and be trash, and that's it.
No disrespect to Bridgewater.
No disrespect.
Not a lot of
You're
hope.
trash.
Not
I
a lot of hope.
said not a lot of hope.
Not a lot of hope.
They're hiring janitors at Denver
Okay.
Airport.
Too much.
If you want to help clean up the facility for the real players, go ahead.
I still have hope for, I said it last time, I will support Russell again, that Seattle could do something.
We can end the show.
It's not based on anything other than
We can end the episode.
I am
right
loyal
there.
to
I don't
the
have
teams I
nothing to
do
say.
like.
Nothing.
We've talked about Dallas
No, we don't.
we've talked about the Chargers and the Dallas every episode.
Nothing to say about Dallas. They're not winning anything.
All right, so sadly, but I got the Chargers in.
No.
Yeah, okay. I got the Chargers in, so we will wrap it up for this show. We will see you next time. Don't forget, August 12th is going to be preseason.
So we can watch all these people that got drafted hopefully
Yeah,
show up
so-
and play well.
Yeah, hopefully, and I really hope that Trevor doesn't succumb to the
And then
pressure.
we can see on Aaron Rodgers' face if he really likes being there or not.
I know. I think he'll play well anyway.
No, he's going to play well regardless because that's respect for himself.
And he needs a haircut.
He don't care about anybody else.
Maybe you'll get a haircut before you.
When you make that much money, it don't even
It doesn't even matter. Thank you so much for joining us. You know we just mess around all the time. I mean, we a little boring section there on the Olympics because there's not too much going on there.
Yeah, not too much we care about.
We're
Unless
trying.
you guys watch Taekwondo and stuff. And if you put it in the comment section, I guess I'll suffer through it.
We will just hope that the Olympics pick up and we find some level of excitement to watch it. Marketers, didn't do your job this time. give it a shot. You know, we still got some time left.
Yeah.
Before it's too much.
Well,
Otherwise than that, thank you for joining us. We still didn't eat our little. We're gonna eat our little snacks
This
now.
look nasty now. I'm not
It's
gonna
all
lie.
dry. We put it in my.
Look at that. Look at that. Y'all interested in that?
Ugh.
No.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.